record holder for the most yards ever passing in a single game, Rohan Davey. Emmitt Smith joins us in studio.
It's the first time I played in such a place that had that much noise.
Jock, throw a rock and you'll hit a three-star cornerback in Louisiana.
Well, it's our pleasure to be joined by LSU sophomore guard Jada Richard. She has made such improvements here at LSU from her freshman season. Jada, good to see you. Thanks for taking the time today.
Thank you for having me.
Great to see you. And let's just start with your jump from your freshman to your sophomore year. What has led to your improvements? How hard have you worked to make those improvements here?
I worked incredibly hard this summer with Thomas, our strength and conditioning coach, but just also kind of just understanding that mental balance between just, the physical and the mental. It's a big jump coming from high school. Everybody's bigger, faster, and stronger. So I kind of just use the summer as my time to just get bigger and faster and stronger and just stay in the gym. And yeah.
Yeah, it seems like strength and conditioning is a big part of this because you have to exert so much energy in defending, right? Chasing somebody from corner to corner all through the court and then getting back on the offensive side of the ball. I know you played at a high level in high school, but sometimes some other players, they're in the zone, they can kind of coast a little bit, they get here and they're not used to it.
Right. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a big jump just coming from high school and then especially playing under someone like Coach Mulkey. She's very intense. You really just have to be 110% every possession. So, yeah, it's definitely a big jump, but I'm excited to be here. So.
Yeah, and growing up, we get caught up in being in the backyard and pretending 3-2-1, I take the last shot, and scoring 40 points, which you've been capable of doing throughout your career at different points. But defend, right? Defense, the things that aren't as fun, but they are just as meaningful, if not more so, than offense in winning games.
Right, yeah. Defense, especially here, like I said, under someone like Coach Mulkey, that's something that she emphasizes. And I would say I was a pretty good defender in high school, but I think coming here, I kind of took that big jump and just taking pride in defending, you know what I'm saying? That's what kind of keeps you on the court here. So I thought the longer I can stay on the court, then that was a plus for me. So.
Like the Alabama game that you played here at home, I don't know if you could have played any better that day. And you score over 100 points, and the first thing Mulkey says is defense.
Right. Yeah, that was one of our best games, if not the best game we've played this season. And in terms of defending, we scored over 100 points, but, we beat them by almost 40. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of just goes to our testament to just defending the ball. You know what I'm saying? We're up, but we're still stopping them from scoring. So. Yeah.
Because defense leads to offense, a lot of breakout layups and so forth, and the passing that day, too. There was some behind the back and some fancy, and one type stuff, huh?
Yeah, it was very exciting. And then, the people here, they make you want to make those type of plays. So it was very exciting.
Yeah. They always say, well, you try to play the game as if the stands were empty. But we learned in COVID that when the fans aren't there, it's not
the same. Yeah. Just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, the PMAC, what is it like when you're out there and it's packed and it's roaring and you got them like the Alabama game that day?
It's honestly kind of like a feeling you can't really describe. They're like the sixth man. You just feel like you feel their presence, feel their energy. Even when we do wrong, it's like they're still there, they're still cheering. We can be blowing the team out and they're there till it's 0 on the clock. So just the support here, the culture, everyone here just kind of supports everyone. So.
You ever take a look around and see what people are wearing and how they're dressed up and the blonde wigs and all the other stuff?
It's kind of hard to pick certain people out because they all kind of wear the same things. But, yeah, a lot of them try to dress like Mulkey or, just wear her little sparkly outfits and things like that. So it's kind of funny, but, yeah. Yeah.
Now, you're from Opelousas. Your much older brother was a quarterback at Southern. He was Quincy Richard in 2003. Southern won the Black National Championship, and he was the big arm, the quarterback on that team. You're the quarterback of this team, so to speak. What advice has he given you about college athletics?
Just to kind of honestly just stay the course. It's going to be highs and lows. It's going to be seasons inside of seasons, but just to kind of stay the course, stay level-headed, never get too high, too low, just to keep working.
And when you're the quarterback, too, kind of like in football, you want the ball in the quarterback's hands to lead you down the field at the end of the game, not turn the ball over, right? The person we trust. And as we saw Alexis Morris do when LSU won the national championship, she either distributed for a layup, she either made both of her free throws when they fouled her, or she either made a bucket herself. So talk to me about playing point guard. You're a different player, but a lot of people are saying, hey, this is maybe what LSU's been missing. Now we have Jada from, Alexis a couple of years back.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Alexis Morris's games. I almost came to every home game when she played. So, yeah, I think I do see the similarities in our games, but I just think a point guard is just someone who's very dependable. You know what I'm saying? You can depend on them, trustworthy, just a hard worker. I feel like if I see someone working hard, it's going to kind of motivate me to work hard. So I just kind of try to be that person to my teammates, just let them know that even in the highs and the lows, like, I'm here for them. So, yeah, I could see the similarities and also the differences. But, yeah, she's a great player, and I honestly love watching every bit of her game. So.
Yeah, and when you're running the point, too, there's kind of that balance of I'm bringing the ball up. If I want to shoot this, I can. Right. But then, getting your other teammates involved. And so that's always been, no matter if I'm watching the men's teams here or the women's teams here, that's an interesting kind of dance in terms of your decision-making and whether you score or not.
Yeah, I think that's really what a point guard is, kind of understanding just game-like situations, time management, knowing when to score, who's hot, who to get the ball to, what plays to run in certain situations. So, yeah, it is kind of a balance between just knowing when to score and then just knowing when to distribute. So.
Yeah. And this team this year, as we're approaching March Madness, there's been a lot of ups. There's been some learning experiences. How do you feel overall about the way this team is coming into form?
I mean, it's life, honestly. His life is basketball. I mean, you can't go undefeated. Losses happen, but like Coach Starky always likes to say, like, don't waste a failure. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of use those things to learn from it, understand, like, we lost because of this. Like, it's not just the fact that we lost, but it's how we lost. You know what I'm saying? And then just kind of use that to move forward. But I think Coach Mulkey said, like, the year they won the national championship, like, it wasn't all peaches and cream, you know what I'm saying? So kind of just taking those learning experiences and then just getting better moving forward. But I do think we're in a good space.
What did you learn, for example, from the Texas game the other night? It was a 4-point game going into the fourth quarter, and Coach Mulkey said, well, we kind of lost our composure and the game went off the rails a bit.
Yeah, honestly, I just feel like you just have to credit Texas, just their defensive, offensive scheme. But honestly, I think we kind of just beat ourselves up. Like you said, it was a 4-point game in the fourth quarter, and we kind of just let things get away from us, just in terms of playing together, not executing offensively and defensively. So, like I said earlier, I think there's just opportunities where we go back and we watch the film, understand, look, in this situation, we could have did this better. But like I said, I mean, it's not the end of the world. The sky's not falling. It's all just learning experiences.
Do you feel like playing in this league, you will be ready for March Madness no matter what? Because we've seen there's anywhere from, 8 to 10 teams ranked in the top 25 from the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, in the SEC, it's a dogfight every night. And even, the lower-ranked teams in the SEC, like I said, at any given night, they can beat a top seed. So just playing in the SEC, I mean, it's rough, and it's just you never really know what's going to happen. So, yeah, I think this definitely prepares us for March.
Well, you saw that at Auburn this past weekend on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. They've been struggling, but I looked around watching it on TV. A lot of people in the stands. Has to do with you, obviously. When you come to town, obviously they want to beat LSU.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere out there. After the game, we actually went out to take pictures and things like that, and we were getting like mobbed and grabbed and stuff. So it was crazy, but I mean, the love there is unbelievable. So yeah, I guess it's just the LSU effect.
You're part of this with all these stars, Flau'jae Johnson, Michaela Williams. I noticed you have an X account, but you're not all that active on it.
Yeah, I don't.
Which is a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I don't too much like to do social media. I think social media is it's a hit or miss. There's a lot of positivity, but there's also a lot of negativity. So it's kind of what you feed your brain in terms of just believing people's opinions and things like that. But no, I think it's a good thing, but me personally, I just kind of try to stay away from it.
Yeah. You'd rather be shooting buckets.
Right. I'd rather be in the gym working on my game or something like that.
Well, your brother told me basically she's doing one of three things. It's either basketball, it's school, which, by the way, this young lady was the valedictorian at Lafayette Christian Academy. You had a 4.1. Did I read that right?
4.14, yes. Yeah.
So you never made a B?
Nope, I didn't.
Yeah. And you cook, too?
I do like to cook.
Yeah. What's your go-to?
Any type of meat and rice with gravy. Rice and gravy, I actually cooked last night, smothered pork chops.
Ooh, man. This is an Opelousas girl right here.
Yeah.
From Cajun country. You got to have your rice and gravy.
Got to.
Yeah? You like spicy food? You Tabasco everything, or what do you do?
Louisiana hot sauce.
Louisiana
on
hot sauce.
everything. Yep. And then I like to put like maybe some corn on the side, some pork and beans, anything like that. That's my go-to.
Yeah, there's your NIL deal, Louisiana hot sauce. Give Jada Richard a call. But when you cook, you know, you spend so much less money and it goes so much further, right?
Right, yeah. And I'm kind of at the point where I don't really like eating out or fast food and things like that. I kind of just want to eat what I have a taste for. So that's why I like to cook too.
Yeah, that's what my dad says. Once I cook food and I know what good food is, I don't want to taste bad
Right,
food in a
yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And so your academics, how important is that to you?
Oh, I mean, that's everything. Growing up, my mom always emphasized work, your schoolwork, your homework, just being active in the classroom. So that always came before basketball in my household.
Yeah. And here, you're not going to find her up in the club. She's not interested in doing that kind of stuff. She might go watch a high school basketball game in her spare time.
Yeah, I'm a homebody, man. I don't really get out and do things like that. But yeah, anytime I do get a chance, I like to go back and watch LCA's games or games out here in Baton Rouge. I kind of just like to go out and just give back, you know what I'm saying, to the community. So.
Good deal. Are you always the smallest player on the court?
Not all the time, but most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. And if not, then it's somebody that's like probably extremely short. So.
Yeah, and so it's kind of a cliche. We always think of smaller players as they got a chip on their shoulder or type thing. I mean, how do you approach that when you're the smallest player on the floor most of the time?
Yeah, I kind of don't even really notice it, honestly. I kind of, like you say, have that chip on my shoulder. I don't think it's necessarily because of my height, but kind of just where I've come from and kind of just always feeling that I deserve something, but I never was given it. So I kind of just always have that chip as to show people like I belong here. In a sense, so.
And you bring that over to the defensive side of the ball, and when you take a charge, you can go flying sometimes, I've noticed.
Yeah, but it's just a pride thing, honestly. Like, I was telling my teammates the other day, like, I feel like it's not a worse feeling in the game more than getting scored on. Like, I feel like, me personally, like, that's my mindset. Like, I don't ever want to get scored on. So when I do get scored on, it's kind of like a pride thing. So I think that's why I've made the jump I have on the defensive side of the ball, because it's kind of just like I'm relentless to not letting the opposing team score. So.
Well, what role does Bob Starky play in that and just overall coaching you?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Starky is, honestly, he's been one of the most just helpful, influential people in my life as soon as I came to LSU. He kind of always kept me level-headed and just letting me know, like I said, it's going to be highs and lows, and I talked to him a lot last season, talked to him a lot this season, but just kind of standing in the film with him, and he's very hard on me in practice, offensively, defensively, and just helping my team, leading my team, and things like that. So, yeah, he's definitely probably, if not the hardest on me, one of the hardest.
Yeah. You were born in 2006, right?
Yeah, correct.
So Starky, he back in 2007 took over that team and led them to the Final Four. So you didn't grow up on these like 5 Final Four teams and Simone Augustus, Sylvia Fowles, Tamika Johnson, obviously. So in high school, it sounds like for a while LSU wasn't really on your mind either.
Right, correct.
So how did you end up here?
Well, growing up, honestly, I always wanted to play on the big stages and things like that. I wanted to go to Baylor with Coach Mulkey. And I think it was my sophomore year, if I'm not mistaken. I was seeing like on social media and things like that she was coming to LSU. So I'm thinking like it's fake news and everything like that. And so I called my mom and I spoke with her and she was like, no, like it's true. So I'm like, okay, I feel like that was the perfect opportunity to kind of come to LSU just because I want to play for Coach Mulkey. So she started recruiting me, and then I ended up playing against Michaela. I think it was at the MLK Classic in Lake Charles. And she came to the game, and I ended up playing well. And then I think I might have spoken to her after the game, like right after the game. And she just kind of was just letting me know, like, I was a great player and she wanted to coach me. And if I allow her to coach me, then she would love for me to be here. So that's kind of how I ended up here. But, yeah, like I said, I had been following Coach Mulkey ever since her Baylor days. So.
She said she played pretty well. I think you scored almost 40 points that day, if I'm not mistaken. And we knew you were a great player, but it seemed like, to an extent, you were flying under the radar. And then, like, all of a sudden, oh, Jada Richard signing with LSU. It just seemed that way, remembering it.
Yeah, I think that kind of went with me not playing on the circuit, not playing with Jordan teams or Nike teams, which I did have every opportunity to do it. But I'm kind of, like I said, I'm a homebody, but I'm kind of loyal. Like, I'm really loyal to my family, my people, my support system. And I didn't feel right as to leaving my team behind to go and pursue something when I can do the same things while staying with my team. Because we played all the ranked and circuit teams while me being on my Louisiana team. So I guess that was kind of the discrepancies between that, but I still ended up here, so.
Well, and then staying here at LSU after every game, I see your family, they walk out with you and so forth. They can drive an hour and change down the road and watch you play. UConn, that would have been a struggle.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. But yeah, like I said, that's great that they can just literally just wake up and drive here any given day, practice days, game days. So that was also a big part of me just staying home, just my family just being able to be here and just support me. So.
You said you like to be on big stages. Well, you got one coming up on Saturday. This is a tough ticket. People are trying to get tickets to come see LSU play South Carolina. At the end of the day, it'll count as one game in the SEC standings, just like the game you played against Auburn, but we know this is different.
Right. Yeah, I mean, South Carolina, a great team, a great program, ran by a Hall of Famer coach. But I think we're just excited to compete, excited to be back here in the PMAC with our fans. But it's a big game, and I'm excited. I think we're ready, so.
We hear in other sports around LSU, low heartbeat. We try to keep a low heartbeat. In a game of this magnitude, when it's going to be full and there's going to be a lot of electricity, do you have to slow yourself down a little bit? Don't try to do too much. Don't try to do things that I don't normally do. Is that kind of the thought process?
Yeah, I think we honestly have to be ourselves, do what we have been doing. You know what I'm saying? It can't be a type of environment where it's hectic and it's chaotic and you kind of tend to do things that you don't normally do. But I think that's where we as teammates just kind of stay within each other, stay within our coaching staff, and just go out and do what we do.
And I would imagine that being around Coach Mulkey, covering her since she got here, she's probably going to say, look, guys, no one's going to win the national championship on Saturday night. That's way down the road.
Right.
Let's not make this thing bigger than it is. But it would be nice to beat South Carolina.
Oh, no, for sure. I think everyone here wants to beat South Carolina. But like you said, it's not the national championship. It's not like, oh, if we lose this game, then we don't have any more games. You know what I'm saying? So just taking a game at a time, I mean, no game is more important than the next game. So they happen to be our next game. So, yep.
Yeah. And we're in this new NIL transfer portal era. It used to be very unusual for a player to go up against their old team, but it's more common, a lot more common. But what are your thoughts on Malaysia Fulwiley going up against South Carolina? That's going to be obviously a big talking point about this game.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Lay, she's a great player, comes from a great program, like I said earlier. But, I mean, for her, it's just going to just be doing what she does. I mean, she's a electric player, just does things that's not normally normal. You know what I'm saying? So I think just kind of her just being herself, not getting caught up in the, oh, I'm playing my rivalry team or my team that I just came from, but just being herself and not making it bigger than what it is.
I was looking at your stats. You've done a nice job, the assist to turnover ratio. I think you're 2-1, like 80-40, and you've got a lot of steals, but you're way behind Fulwiley. This young lady steals the basketball like Noah's business, right?
Yeah, I mean, her instincts are crazy, honestly. I think when she first got to campus and we played each other in like 5-on-5 and things like that, I remember I came down the court one time and I had the ball kind of loose and she just took it. And I was like, okay, I kind of see how you do that. So after that, I don't think she ever stole the ball from me again. Every time she kind of guarded me, I made sure to have my hand up protecting the ball. But yeah, her instincts are just unbelievable. Just her leaping ability, just her quick hands, quick feet, her lateral quickness. So yeah, Coach Mulkey likes to say her talent is just God-given. It's just things that, normal girls don't have.
And Flau'jae and Michaela, I think they could be scoring more points if they wanted to, but it seems like maybe they're bringing it back a little bit to play in the greater overall scheme of what you're trying to do. Yeah,
I mean, 2 All-Americans, they can score 40 points, any given night, no matter who we're playing. But that just kind of is a testament to their character, just kind of putting the team before themselves. And I think the more you play and the more you play better teams, they kind of pick up on tendencies and things like that. So it could be that they're doing so well that, you know what I'm saying, teams are starting to prepare for them and they kind of have to dish more and distribute and things like that. But like I said, they can score 40 on any given night.
The freshmen are making contributions. Zakiya Johnson, she's done a very nice job. Grace Knox, got some toughness to her, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, like I said earlier, I think I said it on one of the post interviews and stuff, like, we have the best freshmen in the country, and not just because of the rankings and things like that, but they all want to play. And I feel like when you have that relentlessness about wanting to play, then you just become a sponge. You want to listen, you want to grow, you want to be in the gym with the upperclassmen and things like that. So I think that's just, like I said, just who they are. I mean, they all want to play, so.
And a player like Kate Cavall, she's not a freshman, but this is her first year playing in the SEC. She's had her growing pains, learning experiences, but it seems like in recent games she's becoming more comfortable, becoming more of a factor in the post for you. Yes, honestly, Kate's growth is unbelievable, honestly. I texted her the other day and just letting her know, like, I was so proud of her. The SEC is different. It's very different for sure, just in terms of physicality and things like that. So I can only imagine how it is banging in the post all night. But nah, she's her growth offensively, but more so defensively. Like, I know that when Case Man sets a screen, she's always going to be there. She's going to be in help. She's going to be talking and things like that. So, like I said, that just kind of goes to who she is and just the trust we've built as teammates. Yeah. During that Alabama game, some young lady drove in, and Kate just kind of just get that out of here type thing. Yeah. And I mean, you gotta love it. I mean, you get beat off the dribble, and Kate as a post player just blocks it, and it just kind of makes you excited inside. So. And you might not get fussed at in film with Coach Starky. So. Yeah, she's the eraser on the back end, right? Basically, yeah. Yeah. So, all right, so a few more things with you. So you're majoring in sports administration? Sports management, yes. Yeah, sports management. Same thing. Yeah, got you. And, you know, you're going to play basketball for as long as you can, but we know even for the great players, it can be sometimes a struggle financially, so you've always got to plan for the future, right? What you want to do one day. Yeah. I kind of want to do what Coach Money did, basically kind of play her career out and then just come back and coach. I want to coach on the collegiate level, but, I mean, obviously if I have to start at high school or whatever and just work my way up, but that's kind of the path that I want to take. Yeah. Coach Money, of course, Simone Augustus, the we can call it the GOAT. I don't know if I can call it the GOAT. You've had some great ones here. I mean, Angel Reese obviously did a lot, and we've had some great players here at LSU. Yeah, I didn't too much actually watch. I mean, of course, it's not my time, but my mom, she's like, you just don't understand, like, who you have on your coaching staff and just what type of player she was. Like, she's truly like a jewel to have around. So played all 4 years here and just real steady, you know, 20, 25, 22, 25, you know, points a game. She was just that mid-range jumper. Yeah. Couldn't stop it. It's a lost art. Yeah, yeah. What's it like to be at LSU right now? Because you look around, I mean, obviously all the Lane Kiffin excitement with him being the new football coach. You have Jay Johnson doing what he's doing on the baseball diamond. Kim Mulkey, your coach. The gymnastics team with Jay Clark, they packed the house. There's just so much going on here. It's so exciting to be in Baton Rouge and on this campus right now. Man, it's crazy. I feel like no matter what sports you play, like, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we win. The culture here is amazing. The food is amazing. It's just like, where's the bad? Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like everything here is just so, is lit. The culture here is everything. So, I mean, it's nothing more that you can ask for. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add before we let you go here? Nothing else. Yeah. You were a great interview. Appreciate the time. Thank you. Jada Richard. Yes, sir. You got palpitations? Yeah, I'm good. Catch her on the court. Jada Richard, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later.